Hello, hello! Today we are reviewing a palette from Melt Cosmetics. Melt Cosmetics is so amazing if you're looking for that perfect grungy palette. Their color stories overall for so many of their palettes are just super unsaturated, so if you're looking for those desaturated colors, Melt Cosmetics might be the first place you want to look. So this is the Fatally Yours palette. They did a collab with Bailey Sarian. She is a YouTuber on here, I think, that does like beauty and crime stories. I'm personally not a follower, or I don't want to say I'm not a fan, but I know my husband really loves to watch her for her spookies, and of course because he thinks she's cute. But I got this on sale. I was a little hesitant because the entire palette is matte. And I am not a matte girl. That's just not really my favorite kind of product to use, but I thought I would try just so, I don't know, there was something about the color story that kind of called to me. I think it was mostly the formula stopping me from wanting to use it. But I decided once I saw it was on sale, I would grab it, and I'm kind of glad that I grabbed it so I wouldn't feel any FOMO, because this palette isn't even available anymore. At this point, I'm not even sure how long I've had it, but this was the first rendition that they did with her for this collab, because then she did a second part, I think it might be Fatally Yours 2, is maybe what I think is what it's called, and that's still currently available on the website, but not this one. So is it worth your time trying to find this, you know, being resold somewhere? This one's a weird one. I don't know. I'm not 100, this doesn't happen very often, but I'm not 100% sure in how I feel about this palette in particular. So this is the outside. And then here we have the actual palette. So the palette itself does differ. It's like the opposite colors. It's black and white, orange, orange, black. And it looks like they also, this is different down here. We have some plaid down here. Plaid and jean, I guess, is her vibe. It's supposed to be the vibe. I don't know if she's known for wearing unsaturated colors of makeup. I feel like for sure though, with the minimal amount of knowledge that I do know about her, and what she looks like, I do feel like she does like to wear a lot of smoky eyes. When I try to bring her to my mind's eye, what I think of is her with probably a like darker red lipstick and like a smoky eye. So for a smoky eye, this palette is absolutely just wonderful, just so great. These colors beg to be smoked out. They want to be a smoky eye. There's a mirror in there, there's a mirror right up there, and it has this really cool plastic piece to protect the colors, which is her eyes. I guess she's, I don't know, she's what Tyra Banks would say, like she can smize, which is smile with your eyes, I guess? I don't know. But this is the color story. It is super just, this palette just almost screams to me like Washington, like PNW, like that just actual grunge rock scene. This palette just really screams that out to me. When I see these colors, I see like the flannels Kurt Cobain would wear. Like this is what it reminds me of. Like it's just that true Nirvana, like rain in fall time in Washington and Oregon. Like this, just those kind of desaturated colors is what I see in this. The brightest color in here is probably this blue. This shade is also obviously a lot lighter, but everything else, it's so weird. And I think this is why I was having trouble figuring out whether or not I wanted to keep this or if I liked it, because the color it looks in the pan is not the color it looks like once applied to the eye. I don't know if it's just like color theory or if the shade actually oxidizes, but once on my skin, it is remarkably much less brighter, way more like desaturated, not as bright, you know, just like super dirty, grungy kind of color. And it was really throwing me off and kind of through a loop, because I thought I would have an idea in my mind of what eye look I wanted it to do, and then all of a sudden it'd be really, I'd have to change what I was doing because my eyeshadow would become so murky because I wasn't expecting it to do what it did. So you can see all these shades here. I'm gonna swatch a couple of these for you. And it has this really wonderful plaid pattern in there that I don't want to destroy. I want to try and keep that intact for a little longer, for a little bit longer as I can. So I'm going to do something that I usually don't do, which is I'm going to try and swatch these with a brush. I don't know if it's going to work, but I thought I would try it. I hope that the brushes I picked out will work because I haven't cleaned my brushes. And these are one of the only ones I have left. So we're gonna try, and I want to, let's start off with, oh gosh, I guess maybe let's work backwards. Maybe that will do. I think, yeah, okay, let's start off with, so what is the theme of this? Arsenic, cyanide, thallium, mercury, sarin, okay, ricin, kerosene. So basically all the things that will kill you. Okay, that makes sense. I think I'm going to start off with this green. This is phosgene. This green right here really threw me off. It super threw me off. I did not think that it would be so dark. I thought this was one of the lighter shades in here. Apparently, not really. Okay, so I'm gonna try and do swatches for 3. Like I said, this might not be the best brush for it, but these, you want to do, I'm gonna choose 3 colors, I'm gonna blend them all out, because these shades are absolutely great if you want a smoked eye. And I think that's what Bailey is known for, her smoked eye. It might not be the best swatch because, as you can see, like, I have nerves and tendons and bones in my hand, so it's not really a smooth application because there's bumps and I have bones. But I think you get an overall kind of gist. Like, this is just like that perfect dark, grungy, just like teen spirit kind of palette and shades. And this shades like this just absolutely big to be blended out. They're really pretty, and I did not think this shade. Let's see if it looks different. So this is the shade right here. I'm hoping the light can catch it right. And then this is what I got. Like, do you see that this shade on my hand, once applied and you're, smoking it out, looks completely different? Like, I wasn't expecting that. So I came in thinking that I would create a look with this as my base because it was lighter, and it turned out being a lot darker than I thought it would be. My favorite shade in here was, I'm gonna go with kerosene. I really loved this light blue in here. This light blue in here is really pretty. Maybe I can do one side and then the other. So let's do, I'm gonna show y'all kerosene. I wonder if I can swipe on one side and then swipe the next or something else. Like, I mean, these shades are like really pigmented, and I really liked it because it was a nice light color, but even then, like, it's not as light as you might expect. Even this, even though it looks like a pretty sky blue, it's still a very unsaturated kind of gray blue. The kind of blue where, like, it's gonna be raining soon and your blue sky is just kind of going away. Like, that's just crazy. And then I think let's do arsenic. I'm gonna do arsenic so you can see the lightest shade in here. What's supposed to be the lightest shade in here. So this is supposed to be the lightest shade in here, and it is light, but it's still got this kind of kick I wasn't expecting at all. Like, I don't know what it is about these colors. Like, this is like a New Mexico, Arizona kind of orange. Orangey brown, light orangey brown, very pretty. And then we have, let's see, which one should we do? I feel like Sarian's kind of looking at me. I want to do a dark one, so let's do Sarian. Oh girl, like, so, do you see that? Absolutely coated. Okay. These brushes didn't work too bad. Gotta apply this carefully. And similar thing, it start kind of like blending it out like here, like this. These shades just love to be blended out. This is perfect, I feel like, for the type of person who maybe only wears a couple of colors on their eyes, because these shades just want to be blended out. They just want to be a smoky eye. So if you want to do just a smoky eye and then take, some shimmer and just do a little bit of shimmer on top, I feel like that would very well work. it's just a real simple kind of look, and I think that's what I was having trouble with. All these shades wanted to be smoked out together, but I feel like individually, very beautiful, really, you know, interesting formula. Not, most formulas I feel like don't act like this. As a palette together, I think I was having some difficulty, but individually, once I went down from, I feel like I was trying to use like four shades at a time, and it was too much. And then I went down to 3, and then I think I maybe went down to 2, and I feel like that helped, because I think all of these are stunning by themselves. I don't know how, I don't know, maybe it's my expertise, maybe my makeup professionalism isn't there, but I feel like if I had just done this and smoked it out on my eye and then applied some glitter, like, the look is done. It's good. There's nothing else. I don't need to really create any depth, because the colors feel already so almost, they're so not saturated, right? Like, not bright. It kind of creates like depth of its own. And I wasn't expecting that when I got this. So I think I've decided I'm going to keep it for a little longer. I don't know for how much longer. This is one of those palettes where I think if I found the right person who I know would absolutely love this, I probably wouldn't think too much about giving it away. I like it, but I need a little bit more convincing to what I could do with this. I think it's up to you if this is the kind of makeup that you like to apply and the way you like to apply it. If you live for a smoky eye, for this grungy Washington in the 90s look, a rainy, foggy, cold Seattle day, I think this might be the palette for you. It's definitely that. I don't know if she's from Seattle or if she lives in Seattle or up in the PNW or something, but this gives me so much of that. I'm going to be keeping this for a little longer. I think the shades in here are really cool and fun, and I love the patterns on this. This is a really good hit. I can see why they ended up giving her a second collab. Maybe eventually I'll be able to purchase that second palette, but let me know, how did I do? How do we like this dark grungy palette?